on up. Depending on how you look at it.
Yeah,
So
it is up.
today we're taking a trip down Rittenhouse Lane, I guess. I don't know. It's a Rittenhouse rye. I've been waiting to try this one, so here we go. Stay tuned. All right, so welcome back to Less Cash More Mash. My name's Tom.
And my name's Mike.
I've been looking at this one. We've had this one. I've had this one for a while now, and this is one of them ryes. Everybody who's ever reviewed it, they either love it or hate it. It's just one of them things. This is like a bartender's rye, the way I see, or the way I've been told. I've never had it, so I have no idea. But this is a barely legal rye, and you know,
How can it be barely legal?
well, because MGP made like the staple. When rye started making their comeback, they kind of took over, and they're 95.5 rye. They're a high rye. And this is considered barely legal because it is only 51% rye. So in order to be a rye, you have to be, it's what they call a barely legal rye, because it's only, you have to have 50% rye or it can't be considered a rye.
Gotcha.
And it is only 51% rye, 37% corn, and 12% malted barley. But this is bottled and bond, so it comes with all the bottled and bond rules. It has to be distilled in one season and at the same distillery and blah, blah, blah. It has to be 100 proof. Has to be at least 4 years old. And this is made by Heaven Hill. And it's known, it's named for the heritage that it's commemorated from Philadelphia's famous Rittenhouse Square. And the reason for that is because it's produced in the traditional or the classic Pennsylvania, or some word I can't pronounce, Monongahela blend, which is known for a spicier, fruitier blend, unlike the high ryes. So this was one of the ryes when it came out that, like when rye made its return back, because rye kind of got stepped out. If you remember old Overholt, that was like one of the few ryes that made it through the transition where nobody was drinking really spirits. And so when this one came back, it was like, you know, MGP brought all the rye, 95.5 ryes, and this was one of the ones that brought not just the rye flavor, it actually supposedly brings a flavor. But rumor be told that this is like the bar rye. When you want a good Manhattan with rye, or you want certain drinks with rye, this is the one that I think most of them use. But that was the
You ever have a Manhattan?
I made one once.
Did you?
But I didn't have the bitters, so can it be considered a Manhattan? I don't know. But I
It's
did.
kind of like your banana bread, but you didn't have all.
I didn't have all the ingredients, and I had sweet vermouth, and I went to work, and my local drunk that I worked with at the time, I was like, how can I do a sweet vermouth? I got it in a basket of cheer, you know, when you get them baskets. And he's like, Manhattan, of course. I'm like, what the hell is that? So he told me, I went home and I made it, and it's actually not bad.
Right.
It's actually pretty good.
Never had.
But, so I've never had this rye. I can say I've sampled the other ryes on my shelf quite a bit, so I'm kind of curious. This one's been in my basket of cheer over there for a while, and I'm kind of curious to see.
Because last few times I've been, you're like, oh, the ryes are really hitting me.
I have really been liking it.
Not hitting you, yeah.
I have been liking it. I got to be honest, I was at the liquor store today, and I had a bunch of them in my basket, and I threw them all back, because I'm like, nope, I want to try some of these other ones first. But they have been actually... They've been striking a nice little chord. That little pepper end that you usually get with a rye. I don't know how much we'll get because it's only 51%. But then again, I can tell you the 101 rye is only 50. There's a room at 51 or 52% for Wild Turkey 101 rye. But
I'm actually getting like
nice.
a cherry in this one for some reason.
Well, that
no, like real bourbon notes. Just like it's a fruitier note to me.
Well, when you think about it, most bourbons are say, just over 50% corn, because and then it has a percentage of rye, and they might, and it has a percentage of malted barley. It's all the same stuff. I have to take a sip first to acclimate myself. I am getting a fruit. I don't know if it's cherry though. It might come. Let me take a sip.
It's cinnamon-esque going down. And that could be the rye again or the pepper, but it's...
No, and then you get that oh, wait a minute, am I coming back? Like that's the
It's
rye,
stay- yeah, it's
that's
stay-
that
it's-
rye
yeah, it
peppery,
stays
like,
right there.
hello, I'm coming. This is what I've been liking about the ryes,
This is-
because when it comes to the actual, and I took a quick sip on that one, but when it comes to the actual, not so much the coating of the mouth, but the actual drink of it, it kind of goes, I like to call it the Old Faithful effect. Like it feels like it's going down, and it's like, nope, it's come back up again. Hold on a minute, like it's.
I don't know if I got that.
I always get like it's that peppery. It's like an after effect. You drink it, it's gone, and then it's like, wait a minute, I'm not gone yet. I'm gonna come back. I'm gonna give you a little tingle. To me, with the ryes, they
When you swish it, it'll stay.
no, it leaves like a peppery
Yeah.
feeling too, but it gives me that kind of
Oh, it stays.
like it's kind of percolating away in
It's
there.
still there.
It's like a Yellowstone effect, where it's just bubbling away underneath, waiting to blow. Yellowstone National Park, that is.
I got you.
Not to the, not to divulge
Soon
any
to be.
secrets. I'm talking about the actual park. That's crazy.
Yeah, I heard you.
This has a really good nose, though. It
It's-
does
it's-
really
it's-
have.
It's
It's a
now-
bourbon-esque
now
nose.
It is. It's getting now sugary.
Yep.
Sugary.
I'm getting the brown sugar. I'm getting the vanilla. It's turning into
I'm actually. This is very good.
wow. I don't know where. Bam.
It is.
No,
I
I'm
like-
telling you, the barely legal ryes. I know you. The last time we did a rye review, you were like, "Drink that one. I'm all set with that one." And that was the 95.5 rye. That was the Riverboat. It does give you that pine needle. You don't get that with
No,
this.
no.
You actually get that
You-
nice bourbon with a
it
nice
is
little
kinda
happy,
like-
happy
yeah.
heat afterwards. And that's what I've been telling you. These ryes that I've been drinking, the ones we have that are all barely legals like that, I'm really liking these
Because
because
it is a tweener.
it's a tweener.
Yeah.
I wanted to get it, and I should. Right down the street, we have the store that they had a Burr Rye from High West, and that's a bourbon rye. That's why they call it Burr Rye. And I should have bought it the other day. I was in there, and I'm like, no, I don't need them. And it wasn't at my store today. I did have one in my hand.
That is a downfall when you look at something. You're like, should I get it?
Well, you know what it is. There were 3 at the store that I was at today, but none of them were the Burr Rye. There was the regular one. They have a double rye, and they had something else, but it wasn't the mixture. I had the straight bourbon in my hand from them. It was High West. And I put it back, and I'm like, I'm going to regret this if it's not there the next time I come, because I already had a basket full of stuff. But that was one of the ones I took and I put back. And I just had the straight bourbon. I didn't have the double rye, because we might as well stop with the bourbon and work our way through. But I've been digging the ryes lately. I had a basket full of ryes, and I put a bunch back so I could throw some of the bourbons on there, because I didn't want to be the only one that liked the rye. But this one is delicious. I agree. A lot of people say this is not good unless you mix it. I think it's delicious by itself.
I agree.
So, again,
Would it make? I think if you mix it, it'd almost be like a cherry Coke.
I think it would. I think it would add, and the rye spice itself would go. So for 750 milliliter, I don't know if I said it was $28.99. So it's not overly expensive either. So you really don't matter on.
Right. You do get heavy bourbon notes.
You get the heavy bourbon notes, but you get that rye that goes down. That would fight the Coke or anything you wanted to mix this with. I think I can see why this is a good mixer. This would fight through. This drinks.
I'm thinking it would make.
Well, it is 100 proof though. I was gonna say this drinks like 100 proof. You know what I mean? It drinks.
I
It
spaced
drinks.
that out. We just did the whole thing as a bottle of wine.
I was just gonna say it drinks like the 101, where it feels like, and it is. It's 100 proof. That's why. All in all, 2 huge thumbs up for me. I think this is actually really good. I like it like this. I could easily throw this in a cocktail, but I can't remember the last time I drank a cocktail. I always drink it like this, but
I'd be interested to see if it did taste like a cherry Coke.
if you want me to sprint downstairs, I can go get a
It's
Coke.
not that big deal. We could do that another time.
I'm not getting the heavy cherry that you're getting, but I think this is going to open up into something
But
special.
it's got the
there
it's
is
got
a
the
fruit
brown
and-
sugars. It's got the vanilla, the whole batter thing again.
I'm getting like your zucchini bread, where I'm not getting the fruit so much, but I'm getting the whole brown sugar, cinnamon, like the whole cake-like texture. I'm getting like a cinnamon oatmeal. Like I get the oats in the bottom.
I get the cinnamon like when it first hits your tongue. I get that cinnamon.
You get more cinnamon than like the cherry. You keep saying like a cherry Coke, and I don't know if it
I
would
think
turn
if you
into a
put Coke-
cherry Coke. You
I
think
mean,
it would sweeten it
I
even
think it
more?
would. Just me.
It does. It does have a. It does have a binge of a fruity. I actually really like this.
Did you put like cinnamon on your tongue and you get that like feeling?
Mhm.
Yeah, so that's kind of what this
Yeah.
has. But
I
with
tried.
the brown
I didn't
sugar-
do the whole spoonful
No, I
of
didn't- I
cinnamon
didn't
and
tell you to put
choke
the
myself
spoon
to
in.
death, but I did try. I did throw
Right.
some on there.
They're
to
both
get
too
the
old for
flavor.
that to,
Yeah, no.
to recover. You'll find cinnamon laying out of your mouth over here. The dog licking your face.
He's just licking my face. Here. Give me
Can't call
some.
911.
No, I really like this one.
Mm.
I agree with you. I do, and I thought it was just, and again, I put a bunch of ryes back because I was like, is it in my head that I really like this stuff? But I think this does really. I obviously Googled all that information, had no idea, but it does have a spicy. It's almost like a spicy fruity bourbon. That's what it reminds me of. Like like you do get
Obviously,
all the
I like it
bourbon-
because I got
you
like
do-
nothing.
Oh, go ahead, you can pour some more. You do get all the bourbon
Notes.
notes,
And then you get the rye after effect.
yep. But that's why, honestly, I like the Jack Daniel's rye. I like the Wild Turkey 101 rye, and again, not so much the Riverboat because that was the MGP 95.5 rye, and that tastes kind of like you're licking a pine tree. Where this just gives you
That
all
one was
them-
different. This is
Yeah.
more like a bourbon
Yeah, it's like a bourbon
with the kick
I
or
agree.
heat. It's not even a heat. It's,
Now
it's,
I'm mad, and it's literally a mile down the street, and I might have to go get that High West just to get the High West. But it was it's literally called a Burr Rye because it's bourbon rye.
Same thing. 51. Or you didn't.
Don't have a clue what it is.
No-
I'd
no
have to
glasses
do the
on that
research.
day.
I never. No. It. I don't know if the mash bill's on the bottle, anyways.
Yeah.
But it's called High West Burr Rye. That's the name, and it's a mixture.
The nose is really good, and
Very good.
The drink is really good. I would get this.
No,
This would almost be a nice little daily drinker or
Mhm.
daily drinker and or a mixer. I think it would go well either way.
You know what it really a lot reminds me of is like the Evan Williams bottled and bond. It reminds me of that same era, but this has a little more of a bite because that was super smooth. And this actually might be like a Wild Turkey 101 or the Wild Turkey rye.
The rye.
Actually,
Yeah,
the Wild
I
Turkey
would
rye.
say it's closer to the rye.
It really
'cause it has
is.
that peppery cinnamon.
It does.
Cinnamon, black. Well, not the white pepper, cinnamony like.
I'd be high pressed not to put this top tier. That's my problem.
I forgot that stuff.
No, and we're gonna keep forgetting to put it somewhere.
You know what, though?
We had to negotiate. No,
I think if it's gonna move one,
if you know what
it's
though.
either gonna be Jim Beam, I think, or Fistful would be me. If I was to move one.
This is
Well,
all
I
right.
don't
So
wanna
let's
say
think.
nor-
The next best one that you liked was Old Hope, and you've had that numerous times when you've come here. This one or that one? I'm thinking this one even takes it. I think it brings more flavor to the table just off the top.
But again, this is 100 proof, and they have a bottle of.
But I would put that over that one. Right now.
I would.
You know
say
what I mean?
probably
Like
so.
of what we have, the
Yes,
regular base,
correct.
and I like the base one. I
No,
really liked it.
I did.
But I think this
This-
doesn't.
this-
This does not
I
drink
think-
like 100
I
proof.
think this one, yeah, it has more of like a bourbon-esque flavor, which kind of tweaks.
I keep forgetting though. It does not drink like 100 proof.
No,
It goes right
But
down.
the Wild Turkey 101 really doesn't drink like 100 proof. So that one throws too. So
Mhm.
That's very good.
I do like that peppery rye.
Yeah.
After, I'm gonna have to stop putting them back. I had them in my cart and I put them up. Well, you know why? There are a billion ryes out there right now because rye's making a comeback.
You're talking shelves longer than this of different and taller than both of us.
Yeah. Well,
Of different color bottles, shapes, sizes.
I'm like a kid in a Willy Wonka store.
And
when I
neither
go
one of
there.
us like two
It's
retards.
horrible.
We don't go in with
Yeah, you can't see
glasses.
them. I actually brought glasses.
We're
this
like
time.
eyeballing one eyeball, trying to find a light that you can see, and it's just it's a pretty picture. So I'll grab that one.
Well, this
or
one,
somebody's or one of
I knew
one
about
of the
this
girls
one.
ends up
Yeah.
saying,
Yeah.
this is, probably not gonna see this the next time you come in.
No. I knew about this one, and I've heard about it, but it was just one of them. And it's not outrageously priced. You're under $30. It's $28.99. So I immediately, this was an instant grab when I grabbed
What
it.
is Evan Williams?
The bottle and bond,
Yeah.
16 maybe. It's on the top
so
over
that's
there.
that's
It's $16.99. Yeah, that's the whole thing. It is a little bit more,
But
it's a different drink.
it
too.
is a different drink.
It's a different drink.
But, yeah,
I
this
forgot
is-
Old Overhaul, but that was a liter too. But I think this was still $20.
I think you need to go. What is Wild Turkey's Rye 101?
$19.99 for Old Overhaul.
Because that would be probably the closest competitor. He knows where they are because he keeps putting them.
Not anymore because I just moved them all. So here's Riverboat Wild
That's
Turkey
right.
101 Rye was $23.99. So it's pretty similar. And I think this one actually gives you that Wild Turkey. Hard to tell out of the bottle. But I think it gives you the same thing. It gave you that nice fruity flavor, the taste, the whole proof was there. Everything about it was just delicious. But I do not hate this at all.
No,
This is a great addition.
That would be
It's
if you
gonna go
haven't
right down.
if you haven't had it, I would say go get this. Especially if you like Wild Turkey 101 Rye,
It's a whole
then this is gonna be.
cinnamon raisin oatmeal in my thing going on right now. Like I'm really getting the oats out of it's settled down.
Yeah, I don't get a raisin, but
I think always comes cinnamon raisin oatmeal. I don't know if I get raisin either, but it's definitely cinnamon oatmeal. How's that? I do like that little kickback in the rye though. I love that. I really do
But
love
again,
that.
it's not harsh.
It's not an aggressive kickback. It's that. Like
And
it's like
if you don't swish it, it goes right through, and then it kind of sits a little, but then
yeah, like whatever hits like the back of your tongue will linger a little bit.
And
but
it's still on
it's
the
not a
back of your tongue.
harsh
No,
drinker by any
it's
means.
very
But to
good.
me, that's some of the fallback is like, no, you got to mix this stuff. Like sometimes you
I
read
don't know why
reviews
you
and
have
people are like really harsh on certain ones. I really digging this one. I would take this
it's
over. Honestly,
it's not reviewed a lot.
I would take this over half of the shelf on like drinkability wise. Like
Yeah.
this would I 100% would grab, and that's the whole thing where trying to switch hands down would drink this by the bottle full. That's actually to me I
very
really
good. Very
really like it. So all right, he keeps telling me I run late, and here it is. Rittenhouse, bottled and bond. Really like this one. I would give it a try. $28.99 in my store.
Excuse me.
Prices are going to vary depending where you are, but if you are venturing in, this is one of them. It's not a high rye, so if you want to dip your toe in the rye land, this is a good one because I think it really tastes like a bourbon.
It does.
With a hint of rye.
does.
It gives you the rye effect,
Great.
but I really think you get a lot of bourbon. So if you are a bourbon lover that's thinking about maybe stepping into the rye land, if you haven't tried this one, I highly recommend it. So there you go.
Very
We'll
good.
leave it at that. So there on that note.
Subscribe, like.
Maybe we'll do that in the beginning one day. One day I'm going to remember to try to say something like that. But
I don't know why the light bulb goes off.
Maybe when we have a sponsor one day, when I have to do a sponsor, I'll say that whole thing. But if you're still here, thanks for watching. So spend less, drink more. Cheers.
Cheers.